Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. The global auto market just hit a very important tipping point, and Tesla's Model Y is about to make history this year as its trajectory is showing us. It will become the world's best-selling car. The first time in history an electric car claims that title. And it has done so in record time and before Tesla even has a truly mass market car. It testifies to what Tesla's future holds. They are just getting started, and we are seeing the disruption play out right now in the automotive industry, and the legacy automakers are not keeping up. The future of the global auto market seems to lay in the hands of Tesla and the Chinese. So let's check it all out and let's dive right in. So, the global plug-in vehicle registrations were up 45% in August 2023 compared to August 2022, rising to 1.238 million units. In the end, plug-ins represented 18% share of the overall auto market, with a 13% BEV market share alone. This means that the global auto market is now entering the steep part of the disruptive S-curve. Like Tony Saber showed us many years ago, we went from cars only being 11% of the market share to 81% in just 10 years. And that was more than 100 years ago. And as he says, when we pass that 10% market share, that is really the tipping point in a disruption. And we know Europe and China are way past this point, but now the global car market has reached this tipping point. Not just with all plug-ins, but only BEVs now represent 13% of the global car market. And if we add the over 800,000 units that comes from plugless hybrids, we have 1/4 of the global registration having some form of electrification. And hydrogen cars have been around for 57 years and are hardly registerable. So we're not even going to bother to talk about them as they have gone nowhere in 57 years. And we have even seen hydrogen stations being pulled down now. In my country, they have closed all hydrogen stations altogether. So hydrogen is already dead, but BEVs are quickly taking over. And looking just at BEVs, Tesla remained in the lead with 20.6%. The US automaker has a comfortable lead over BYD with 15.7%, making it unlikely that the Chinese automakers will be able to remove Tesla from the BEV throne this year, but might have a chance next year. But we'll have to wait and see. And when we look at the top 20 list here of plug-in vehicles on a global scale, something really stands out. Not just Tesla's insane lead here. We know Tesla is leading the world car market with the Model Y, and we will get back to that in a minute. But when we look down the list of the global EV models here, we see that there are only 2 legacy automakers on this list. That is Volkswagen and Hyundai, which have the ID3 and the ID4 on the list as number 11 and 17th place respectively, and the Hyundai Ioniq 5 takes the number 19th spot. The rest of this list is Tesla's 2 pure electric models showing the way, and then all the Chinese automakers. This is a very nice illustration of what is going on right now in the auto market. Tesla and China are taking over. As Elon also wrote on X, Chinese automakers are the most competitive in our experience. Oh yes, and remember, we have just talked about how we have reached a tipping point of 13% BEV market share. We should get to over 80% within this decade, as we are now entering the steep part of this curve. this adoption of EVs, and the legacy automakers are hardly anywhere to be seen. Sure, they have the 11th, the 17th, the 19th place of the top 20 list, but they are not even in the top 10 list. If we are looking at the top 5 automakers groups selling pure BEVs, we only have Volkswagen on the list with 443,618 units. So if that trend continues, even though Volkswagen is shutting down factories and production lines in Europe that are making EVs, but if the trend continues, Volkswagen should hit something like 665,000 units here in 2023. So still missing their target of 750,000 units sold, and that target was Volkswagen Group's target in 2021. And it looks like they won't even make it here in 2023. Man, if this has been Tesla that has missed this badly, Tesla would have been absolutely slaughtered in the mainstream media. But when it's Volkswagen, there is no one really reporting on how Volkswagen looks to miss its 2021 target again for the third year in a row. And we can see, despite the claims of catching up to Tesla, as many thought would happen in 2021, because Volkswagen said they would make 750,000 units in 2021, and Tesla said they would grow 50%, so that would lead them to about 750,000 units. But Volkswagen only made 452,000 units in 2021, while Tesla grew 87% and delivered 937,000 units. And 2020 was the last year the entire Volkswagen Group actually gained on Tesla. As you can see, Tesla is on its way to get to the 1.8 million units this year, and Volkswagen is about to hit 665 units or something like that. So Tesla will be more than 1.135 million units in front of Volkswagen, compared to them only being 268,000 units behind in 2020. Nothing has been more clear than the biggest BEV play from the legacy automakers are falling behind and very short of their own expectation from just 3 years ago. And Tesla continues to gain market share in the overall car market together with the Chinese. The 3 models that the legacy automakers have on the top 20 list is not even doing that great, and is part of the lower part of this list, while Tesla is completely dominating the BEV market with the 2 best-selling BEVs on the market by far, because BYD's 2 best-selling models here on this list is mostly plug-in hybrids. So the only really BYD play in the EV model list here is the Auto 3, the Dolphin, and the Seagull. The rest of BYD's plug-ins are not really worth spending a lot of time on, as they are mostly just hybrids, and wouldn't even be on the top 10 list of the best-selling BEVs if it wasn't for the plug-in hybrids. So the Tesla Model 3 is about 100,000 units ahead of the next pure BEV model, which is the Auto 3 from BYD. And with the new refreshed Model 3, I only expect that it will keep its second place on the list in 2024 as well. But the all-dominating force is, of course, Tesla's Model Y. It's kind of ridiculous how far ahead it is, and we can see that in the first 8 months of the year, it got to 772,364 units. So it has already beaten last year's total sales that was around 760,000 units. So if that pace continues, it should end the year off with something like 1.15 million units sold in 2023. And that will probably be enough to make it the world's best-selling model of any kind. As we have seen on the top 10 list from last year, the world's best-selling car in units was the Toyota Corolla with 1.12 million units sold. So as the Corolla and the RAV4 has all been seeing some drop in unit sales this year, I think it's safe to say that there will probably not be any other models capable of keeping up with the Tesla Model Y. This is a real testimony to Tesla's capability when it comes to ramping up EV production. Tesla started deliveries of this car in March 2020. So in only 4 years, and not even 4 full years, it has gone from 0 to market leader. And I think it's performance like this that is scaring someone like Ford, as Tesla's Model Y is going to outsell Ford's F-150 series this year, and it took less than 4 years to do so. And remember, last year they were pretty much neck and neck, so it only really took less than 3 years to catch up. And now Tesla is about to start delivering of their Cybertruck, the most pre-ordered vehicle in history that is going to aim directly at Ford's most profitable and successful vehicle, the F-150 series. And we don't know how many Tesla will produce a year, but Elon has said they will produce as many as they have to. And it will be slower in the production ramp in the beginning because everything about this truck is new. Nothing like this has ever been made before. But it is much simpler process when they have tuned the production line in, as it does not need any paint, and the electric architecture is also much simpler than anything else Tesla has ever made before. So this car should be flying off the production line when they get it tuned in. And Tesla has just shown they are able to ramp up a model in production from 0 to a top 5 in just 3 years, and taking a direct hit at Ford, as this will only start deliveries in the US to begin with, where the Ford F-150 series has most of its sales. So no wonder that Jim Farley is afraid of this truck and calling it not a real truck, when we have seen what Tesla is capable of with the Model Y when it comes to ramping up. And at the same time, we see Ford's future play with the F-150 Lightning being down in sales in Q3, only delivering 3,500 units in all of Q3, after that EV has been in production for 1.5 years. One thing I'm very comfortable in betting on is that after 1.5 years of production, the Cybertruck will be far beyond 3,500 units a quarter. So we really are seeing a disruption in the automotive industry right now, as the old legacy automakers are being left behind in the race of the vehicle of the future, the electric car. They are hardly present in the top 10 list of the global EV models. That is all Tesla and the Chinese, and are getting further and further behind Tesla. They are not catching up whatsoever. It is Tesla showing off that they are able to ramp up EV models from 0 to leader of the world in just 4 years' time. And this is just the beginning. We have just hit the tipping point. The disruption has hardly started, and neither has Tesla. Without a true mass market vehicle, Tesla has the best-selling model in the world. Please take a second to let that sink in. Tesla has no true mass market vehicle, but has the best-selling car in the world. Real testimony to the value Tesla has created with the Model Y. And within the next 4 years, we have not only got the Cybertruck coming out and ramping up, but Tesla's true mass market vehicle is coming out, probably in about 2 years from now. And that car will truly make Tesla into a giant in the automotive industry, taking over from the legacy automakers we are seeing falling further behind and shrinking. And we are seeing the BEV is taking over. The next 4 years will be so much faster than we have seen so far. The Chinese are coming so fast that the US government has put laws into place to make sure they don't come into the US market as a tsunami, and the EU Union is in talks about doing something similar. And this is not because BEVs are going to be a thing in 2030. No, because they can see what is actually happening right now. BEVs has already taken the first step in taking over, getting past that tipping point and entering the steep part of the EV adoption curve. So far, it has only been foreplay, and no one of the old guys are ready for this disruption. Not even Volkswagen, that is by far the one with the biggest amount of BEVs produced from the old guys. But they are not really growing fast anymore, and most are starting to slow down their EV production, while Tesla and the Chinese are about to ramp up production even more. So hold on tight, because this disruption is about to hit the accelerator. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.